Hey, 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 hey. Hold on, I'll play my little song I like right here. Come on, don't play with me. Okay, bam. So I found this awesome subliminal. It actually found me. But it's just femme fatale subliminal message. And I think it's in like 432 hertz frequency. Look, let me show you what it looks like. Hey, thanks for hopping on, guys. This is on YouTube, femme fatale subliminal. And I don't know about you, but it makes me feel sexy. The energy from that is just like popping. And so it actually found me, like I was saying. And apparently I just needed some of that. So actually been watching a lot of subliminal, not really watching them, but they've been popping up since this popped up. Beauty subliminal messages, like it's amazing what the mind can do, because basically, like, you know, you could shapeshift, you can make yourself more glamorous, more beautiful, like however you want to depict yourself in this world is exactly what you can do if you can believe it in your heart, if you can believe it in your subconscious mind. And so this is definitely going to be, the retrograde is actually going to be really good for us this time around, because it's really going to be an emphasis on being authentic to ourselves, having our true authentic voice. And so you maybe put yourself in situations or find yourself in situations where you're having to speak. Ooh, look, the Fool. This is Aries energy right here. Some fire. But yeah, you're going to be like doing some new things. I feel like you're going to be really following your heart and your own voice during this retrograde. Okay. The Moon card, I feel like it's going to be a lot of inner work, you know, working with your own secrets. So it looks like you're going to be taking a leap of faith into your own, like, soul, your own mind, your own, you know, self, doing your own shadow work. Okay, Eight of Swords. So this is the energy of feeling trapped. So you may, like, you know, this is kind of like miscommunications, issues, past situations coming back up. Okay, so that is typical of retrograde energy, but it's really just for you to come back around, take a second look, see how you want to deal with the situation moving forward. Okay, but it's so funny because it's like we're like happily walking into some dark shit, okay, in a way. The Hierophant, okay, so wow, and she has a moon, and we got the Devil. Wow, this is a very interesting card. This is a very interesting card. Man, this is definitely divine masculine, divine feminine. This has to do with contracts, like marriage, or just even soul agreements, soul ties. Order. The Patriarch. Religion. You know, with this being next to the Eight of Swords, I'm feeling like you could use this energy to break free of contracts that you no longer want to be a part of, because, like, you know, this seems like a pretty desperate situation here. Like, look, we got Moon Chick, she got the moon, she has some understanding in the back, right? She's gotten to know herself, but look, this is the Devil. Like, she's bound to the situation. This guy, he's a priest or a pope type guy, but look, he's got a whip, you know, he's throwing the Bible at him, like, this is order, this is a must-be, this is a contract, you know what I'm saying? This is an agreement that you must uphold. And I think that we may feel bound by certain aspects, but I feel like we will be enlightened to the fact that, you know, we don't have to be bound, or that we can communicate our way out of certain situations, or that we should. I just feel the energy, you know, like a lot of divinity is at play here. You know, so whatever it is that you experience, it's going to be very much, it has to do with your soul contracts, and it has to do with like, kind of like keeping you on track for destiny in a way. I also feel like you know, the choices that you make right now are going to change the course. Or, you know, put you on a particular course. That was too many, but I also saw the Six of Swords, so it's like there's going to be some movement going on with these decisions. Ooh, the Magician. So yeah, you have the power. We have the power, you guys. So with our voice, with our mind, we can unbind ourselves. We can be true to ourselves. We can create or uncreate contracts and things. But ultimately, you know, it's kind of scary in the middle. Like I'm gonna be completely honest. Like this is a lot of shadow work. You know, so it could come, it's gonna look different for everybody, but I mean, this is a lot. This is really like going into self, you know, being true to self, really like, you know, looking at yourself for real, being honest with yourself. I'm sorry, that's finally. This is realizing things that have kept you trapped, the things that have hurt you, the things that got you, make you afraid, you know, things that make you feel bound. You know, you may go through a period of feeling stuck, like you can't change anything, you know, because of these contracts, because, you know, you got married too young, or you had children, or, you know, your circumstance, you know, with your parents, or, you know, you're in a gang, or, you know, just contracts, you know, with other people. And I feel like by going within, being true to yourself, being authentic, okay, you are going to be able to alchemize the situation. Okay, so even though there's going to be like some pain and turmoil in between, you are the Fool headed towards the Magician. Ha! And the Fool is the 0 card, and the Magician is the 1 card. So it's like you're about to embark on a new adventure. Well, you're about to really learn how to do alchemy. We are. I just received like some new gifts recently. I just kind of had to level up within the last week. Maybe a week before the full moon. I feel like it completed with the moon. The 10 of Wands. You know, I think that we just need to be forgiven, because I'm talking about retrograde right now. There's going to be definitely some periods of confusion. Oh, you know what? You know, normally the 10 of Wands be like, oh, that's a burden. But to me, honestly, the guy, his step is kind of jolly. Like, he's energetic. You know what I mean? I think what the burden, the issue is that he can't see exactly where he's going. And so I think that with retrograde, we're not going to exactly know where we're headed. We're not going to exactly know what's going to pan out. You know, we just kind of have to go through this energy the best way we can, trying to be the most authentic. This is a period of refinement. Like, I'm even looking at this. You know, it's refinement. He's being tried by the fire, okay? Who are you? Who are you? And what are you going to continue? You know, are you going to continue to stay in a particular contract? Is it good for you or not? You know, evaluate the situation. Okay, so yeah, after, when we come out of retrograde, we're going to have a new energy. We're going to be in our King of Wands energy. So I feel like we're going to be feeling really restored. So you may find yourself separating from certain people that you communicate with a lot. You may find yourself, you know, kind of separating from people during this time where you're trying to figure out who you are. And we're already been in the shadow period. Okay, retro, it technically starts tomorrow, but I mean, it's the 28th, which is Friday. It starts tomorrow, Saturday, but I mean, we're already in the shadow period. We've been in the shadow period probably for like 10 days now. And so when you come out of this confusion energy, you are going to feel powerful again. So 10 of Wands to King of Wands. You will become more clear minds, and you will understand where to focus, and you'll start taking action. So definitely going to be some tough energy to just when you're in it, but at the same time, we are headed somewhere, so that's what's up. My throat chakra feels tight. Endless opportunities. This came out in my Gemini reading a few days ago. So yeah, endless opportunities. So you're preparing yourself, you know, for what's to come. So you're having to clear your energy, go within, know yourself, be authentic, make some choices. That's really what this energy is about, is going in and like, you know, stand your ground on who you are, basically. Stand your ground on who you are. Endless opportunities are ahead. I wanted to post something else here. I'm having all kinds of throat chakra activations all of a sudden. Like, my throat hurts. Message for Gemini. A message for retrograde in Gemini. Crystal keys. Ooh, crystals is Geminis and crystals very much relate. I'm curious about what this book says about crystal keys. Let's see. Hidden wisdom codes, potent information, Lemurian seed crystals, seeing your triggers as a gift. Awareness of drama creating patterns. Healing the earth by looking at your inner environment. Healing through awareness. Wow, that is so freaking on point, man, with what the message said. I'm so glad I looked at that because, you know, seeing your triggers as a gift, you know, in here. So we're about to journey into a new perspective. We're about to journey into a new perspective. Seeing our triggers as a gift, our shadows as a gift, our pain, our traumas, you know. What else did it say? Oh, hidden information. Okay, so you have to really go within with those eyes closed. You know, he's really within. He's really just... awareness of drama creating patterns, okay? Boom. This is also creation too. Like, how do we create our own burdens, you know? I really feel like this is the sign of us not knowing what's to come. Having to make choices based on, even though we don't know what's to come. It's going to change our perspective really strongly. I keep yawning, guys. I'm sorry. It's almost 4 a.m. and I've been up since about midnight. I had to take a little nap. Lies of the Shadows, 44. This is healing work. I had read this yesterday. I can't remember. I was channeling, you know, I just can't remember. I have to go back and watch the messages myself so I can receive it. Because even though I even read this from the book yesterday, but I'm like, what is this fairy about? Oh my God. Healing the shadows, addictions, bondage, and self-esteem. Okay, so this Lies works hard. She's very tough job to do, and she works to help people heal. Yeah, healing their shadows. I don't want to go and read it again because it's absolutely related to doing this inner work. Okay, but we do have the fairy lies of the shadows. She's here to help us see the good in the bad. So even though we like talk about Mercury retrograde, like we actually should appreciate this retrograde and learn to see that as a positive, learn to see us stepping into ourselves as a positive, stepping away from people as a positive, taking time to evaluate our relationships. And, you know, because sometimes we think we're so right, you know, and sometimes we're just not, you know, or we're right from our perspective and for us, but we don't see how that affects other people. So this is really going to give us some time to reevaluate who we want to associate with and who we want to, how we want to represent ourselves. The Lady. Ooh, I got this card before, and this talks about the divine feminine and how she is so freaking important to the divine masculine. How she, whether she's a Cinderella lady or she's a privileged princess lady, you know, her role is so essential to shaping the world, shaping how the divine masculine comes about. And divine masculine energy is physical energy, so that is how we shape the world, through by the divine feminine holding her certain standard for what she will and will not accept from the divine masculine. The divine masculine then shapes the world to be fit for his queen. And so it's so important, whether you're a Cinderella, like you're a poor lady, or you're a rich lady, doesn't matter. Your divine feminine energy is essential to how the divine masculine responds. So stay feminine. Stay feminine. You know, it's important to be, for women to be women. So yes. Or for women to be feminine, because women can be masculine, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's important for feminine energy. So men can also be feminine, and I've seen how you can still be a man and be feminine and it's not gay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of seen how it can still work, and how those type of dynamics, how you can change, how we shape each other, how we change each other. So let me think. So I have a friend who, I don't think he's aware of this, but, well, he is kind of aware of it, actually. You know, he's kind of in a feminine energy, but not in a girly way, you know? And with our connection, I realized it activated my masculine energy. So now I took more actions, you know? And it wasn't weird. Like, it was fine, you know? I just realized that I prefer to be in my feminine energy. So then when I shift, the dynamic of our connection shifts, right? Okay. Did I pull all my cards? Yep, I pulled all my decks, my 4 decks that I use. So thank you so much for tuning in for this reading. This is just a quick checkup on the retrograde. Definitely going to be digging deep to try to uncover, just give us as much guidance as possible so that we can move through this energy with confidence, because there's no reason to be afraid, and there's no reason to feel like our life is falling apart or that we're not getting what we want, because we are. Actually, it's gonna feel like a break. I didn't see, let me Google real quick to see how When does May retrograde end? You know they're not gonna, these articles aren't gonna make it just super easy for me. Oh. Ooh, so June 22nd. So it's gonna be almost an entire month of retrograde. 21 days-ish. 23 days, actually. Okay, so yeah, between the 29th of tomorrow through June 22nd, Mercury will be in retrograde, so we will kind of be dredging through this energy here, okay? Dredging through this energy around, you know, around the end of June, we will start feeling more energetic, more like the King of Wands, and we'll be able to really take off. So it's okay in this next 30 days that you really just go within. If you withdraw from certain things, or, you know, you don't have to withdraw. It doesn't have to be dramatic, like you go into a depression or a true hermit mode. It's more like temperance mode. It's more like, here, let me see. Let me ask a different question. Okay, so now that we understand, like, what is to come, what we're going to be experiencing, like, can we get some advice? Like, what's really hitting? Okay. So, can we please have a message? Can we have some advice for retrograde? Okay. Strength and power, balance, love, dignity, financial abundance. Please show us how we can move forward in this energy. Hold the hell up. Five of Wands. So I started tripping, right? Because so last time I got this card, I got this one, right? This time I got this Cinderella chick. The lady. I gotta go back and read that a little bit. I didn't realize there's literally two cards that are the exact same, except for they're two different perspectives. The princess and the pauper, okay? The Cinderella chick. I really have got to read that again. So anyways, we got Five of Wands that came out in for our advice, which is interesting card for an advice card, because it's basically like, fight for it. Stand your ground. So the advice is basically to fight for what you want. You know, decide what is it that you want. Like, look, check this out. We are manifestors. We are creating, right? So like, a lot of times we go into life and we'll be like, oh, if God willing, you know, or like, you know, let's talk relationships. If you're like, oh, if this person likes me back, then maybe we could. But it's kind of like, you know, if you want to make a connection with somebody, you're going to have to make a decision that you want to make a connection with that person and then communicate it. You can't just expect it to unfold, especially if you're in a doubtful energy. If you're in a doubtful energy, you're going to manifest more doubtful energy. Okay, so you need to become certain of what you want. Okay, you know, take the blindfold off by really looking at the situation. Like, look, check this out. Look at how silly this is. Look at how these masculines, they're blindfolded, and it's almost like they want to attack each other, but there's a huge beehive. But the one dude in the back, okay, with the star on his neck, the enlightened person, he took the blindfold off, and he sees that, you know, that this competition is silly, that you guys are going to all get stung by these bees. You guys there's no way you can even hit your mark. Like that. So yeah, I'm just kind of seeing, like, look at the situation for what it really is. Really make a choice. Like, stop walking around like you can't, like you just don't know. You know, we are going to be feeling like this, like a period of confusion, right? But at the same time, like, that's our opportunity to decide what it is that we want. So yeah, I wanted to go back and read this lady thing because I cannot believe there are two of the same card in this deck. Like, I did not know that. So there are two versions of the lady. So I didn't realize it was literal. You can choose the princess or the peasant as you like. The lady is the quintessential feminine figure of the land of fairy tales. The princess needs her love matched in all the classic tales. She is the one who makes the hero yearn to be better. Feminist leanings aside, the lady present represents the feminine side of life, okay? Here, our princess wears a gown featuring purple, one of the colors associated with royalty. She dresses to influence those around her. She is not without power of her own. Okay. In the peasant lady, we feature Cinderella. Remember that no matter if our lady is a servant or a princess, her role in the tale is important. Her presence in the Lenormand deck is straightforward. If your question is for a woman, this card is that woman. And it's for a man. It's her man. I wish they explained more about, you know, the Cinderella aspect, but I think that we can really think about Cinderella and how look, all the king's horses and all the king's men, okay, went to go freaking find Cinderella again, okay, and the world was, even though she was a peasant, even though she seemed unimportant, pushed away, like, her presence was divine. And I think that reminds me of just, like, you have to just be willing to just be, you know. Feminine energy is not a do energy. It's just a be energy. It wasn't like she did anything. She just was herself. She was a prince. She was sad. She freaking got lucky with a fairy godmother. She went to the ball just because. She just beat herself, you know. And so I think that we just have to be willing to just be ourselves. That's definitely a message for the feminine, but as we're balancing between masculine with Gemini season and we're going in and all that, you know, that's also for masculine energy as well. Just be yourself when it comes to, so this is for people who are generally in their masculine energy. When it comes to how to tap into your feminine, just be yourself. It's not an action. You don't do feminine energy, you be feminine energy. So when you're in a state of just being, then you're in your feminine energy, okay? And for my femmes, my girls who spend the most time in their feminine energy, when you're doing, you're in your masculine energy. So it doesn't mean that you're doing man stuff, it just means you're taking action, you're doing. So understanding that will help you to navigate through this energy. So let's really practice the balance between masculine and feminine and making the decision, choosing to create the life we want, and then taking action on that, okay? So, that took a lot of energy. Thank you so much for being here with me. And yes, tap into the Aphrodite Beauty Company daily for your daily message. We will be doing twice monthly astrology, you know, per sign, weekly DMDF messages, and then a daily pull. And then, you know, we're going to throw in, like, for the moon or the retrograde or whatever else I'm feeling at the time. But that is what I am going to be working on to keep these messages coming, to just be a guide for you at this time for however long I'm called to do this, okay? So thank you so much. I am available for personal readings. The information will be in the description below.